So the fact that you can't detox isn't because your body failed you. It's because there's other things going on, and we can name a few. We can give our best guesses and we can work on those to be supportive. But there are a few things going on in which if you were to try to detoxify more, you would create more damage than is already going on. So the body down regulates detox to protect you. So I just want to talk about what that protective mechanism is for people who have impaired detox pathways. And rightly so whenever you look at the biochemistry of it all. So I have a client, and I've actually seen many patients over the years who had this similar type of pattern. And it has become very clear to me what, to a certain level, is going on. Of course, I'm not God. I don't know all the pathways that are going on, but it becomes clear the certain pattern. And that is that she couldn't tolerate glutathione. She can't tolerate any sulfur compounds. She's thiol sensitive, which means she can't tolerate broccoli sprouts, broccoli, cabbages, cauliflower. She's been avoiding that for years. And even methylation activators or methyl donors or even B vitamins at all, methylated B vitamins, will trigger worsening and worsening of symptoms. And the body's like, this is not working. Do not do this. You know, puts up a huge stop sign and says, this is too much. And it becomes very clear whenever we look at the different phases of liver detoxification. I just want to show you that real quickly. So in phase 1, hang tight here, I'm going to make a very important point, but I want you to be clear on what actually normal or healthy physiology looks like from what we understand it. So phase 1, you're doing oxidation and reduction. In phase 1, you're converting fat-soluble chemical compounds to water-soluble. Okay, and then the whole point is to eventually eliminate it through your sweat, through your urine, through your poo. Okay, that's the whole situation we got going here. And the thing is you need lots of antioxidants, you need lots of nutrients and vitamins and minerals to get this job done. But what people often don't talk about and we forget about, even those of us doing this work, is that from phase 1 to phase 2, this process here, this conjugation, we have to go and reach intermediates. We get intermediates in this process. And these intermediates are actually more biochemically active. They're more toxic. They produce more free radical species. Now, this is totally fine in a body that can tolerate it. This is totally fine in a body that has a high antioxidant status and a high nutrient status. And somebody who's not going to have any issues dealing with these intermediates and then going on to phase 2. The problem becomes if you have impaired later phases, or you don't have a high enough antioxidant status, or you don't have a high enough nutrient status, if you have a microbiome issue, if you have gut dysbiosis and you don't have proper gut-brain connection and neurology controlling the release of particular enzymes in the liver, okay, your enteric nervous system controls that. And so if that's impaired, you're not going to have proper release of these enzymes. So then you're not going to get over here to phase 2. You're going to have all these buildup of these toxic, very toxic intermediates, and you're not even going to get over here to phase 2 much at all. And over here in phase 2, believe it or not, is methylation and sulfation. So people who can't tolerate sulfur, people who we can see are low methylators, you can even see this on testing and lab tests. Whenever we see that, we know that they're having issues over here in phase 2. Now, if we give this person a bunch of methyl donors, a bunch of glutathione, and give them MSM or give them lots of sulfur compounds and try to force their body into phase 2, when they're not even properly going from phase 1 to this intermediate process, you're going to create a whole lot of oxidative stress at minimum on this liver here. So you can see here that the free cortisol, the saliva cortisol, is quite robust, and then the metabolized cortisol and the clearance of it, the cortisol that's coming out of the urine, is very sluggish. So we see this with people who have thyroid issues, or things that are impacting their thyroid, I should say, but we also see it with people who have clearance issues, detoxifying issues. And if we go and we look at their actual estrogen detoxification, this is a Dutch test, by the way, we can see that they are low methylators. And I see this time and time again. This is not a hormone issue. This is not a situation where we go and give hormones to people because perhaps they have, quote, low hormones. We start looking at why is the body down-regulating detoxification, and then that's what the work that we start. So could it possibly be that instead of saying that we need to fix this and just give a bunch of supplements and force the body to detox in our own timing, we can actually look at it and say, my goodness gracious, this is a protective mechanism. This is protecting me because something's going on here. Something's going on in my neurology. Something's going on in my gut that actually feeds my neurology. Something's going on in which I'm not able to detoxify properly from this phase 1 to these intermediates. This is building up. So the body actually starts to down-regulate detoxification as a protective mechanism. Your body doesn't make mistakes. Your body's not messing up. Your body's not the problem. The environment is. It's just constantly responding, adjusting, adapting, down-regulating, up-regulating based on what it has available to it.